Good morning, everybody. Today is October 12th. It is a beautiful day out. Just had some people pick up some produce, and now I am coming over here to look for a hive tool. I have no idea where mine went. I think I had two of them. Maybe they're both over here. Well, I found one hive tool at least, so I have that much. I don't know what I did with the other one. Before Italy was the last time I was really in the hives doing much of anything, so I don't know where I put it. But anyways, I really need to get in the beehives, check the supers, get them off, just see if there's even anything in there. Also, I really need to get on moving this coop here soon because I need the extra space with all these new chicks that I have, so that way everybody has a nice warm place for winter when it comes. So I have, I'd say, through the end of October to get this done, and then once November hits, it kind of gets dicey on weather. And that coop's going to be a lot harder to move. It's a little bigger. I don't think it'll pop down in the trailer like the other one did, so we might have to take it down. Howdy y'all, today is October 12th. I'm surprised. This pumpkin is actually starting to look a little scary. It is a one-eyed jack-o'-lantern. Maybe I'll get the other one going here in a little bit. Working on chores today. I had a wedding this afternoon. It was right in the middle of the day, so didn't get too much else done on the farm. But the couple that got married was the couple that got engaged out here on the farm, which is pretty neat. So I'm happy for both of them. Well, y'all, I think it is time to retire this feeder. It's not doing a very good job anymore of keeping the feed in, so it's just too far gone at this point. Howdy y'all, today is October 13th and these insulators finally came in the mail. I've never personally used them, but I've heard good things about them. The lock jaws you can mount on a T-post in any way you feel like, which is what I wanted because I didn't want the T-post on the outside of that pig pen. I wanted them on the inside so it looked cleaner. So to do that, needed something that was a reverse insulator. I didn't really find any reverse insulators that I liked, but then remembered these. So I'd always wanted to try them, and now I finally get to. Before I get to the inner electric fence on the pig pen, I do want to, look at that pumpkin. Looks pretty good, chickens. I do want to finish the bottom line on the perimeter fence there because I will need that to get power over to the pig pen. So I'm gonna do that first, maybe even pop up one more line on the perimeter and then get started on the inner workings on the pig fence. And I am excited to announce that I will officially be getting pigs on either the 26th or the 27th, whatever day I feel like running and getting them. I will be getting 4. They're all a mixed breed. They're not any particular breed. They're all 50% Duroc, and then the other quarter and quarter is, I think it was York and Hamp. So I'm excited to get them. They're coming from a pasture-based operation, which is great, which is what I was looking for. These are the old line genetics, he said. So we'll see how they do. I have somebody else that I was really interested in getting pigs from. I've worked with him in the past, not specifically buying pigs from him, but we talked pigs and he came and bought some bales from me for his pigs back in the day. So his are just a little too big by the time I get the fence done, and I don't know. I'll probably wind up getting pigs from him in the spring so that way I can try out the 2 different farms, see which I like better, if there's a huge difference, and then go from there. Oh man, something happened to my fence. It's pulling the line out and something happened. It's just not pulling anymore. I hope it's not gonna be a huge mess. Well, that's interesting. The T-post just got wedged right there perfectly. So I had this on here just so it's a little tension so it wouldn't completely spool out on me. So let me get this off. Ooh, there it goes a little bit. Get it back on there. Just like that, and we'll keep on pulling. The bottom line is all stretched out. Now I just need an insulator and a ratchet. I've got all the insulators on now. That's at 10 inches. I'm gonna do one more line, just a few inches above that. Howdy y'all, today is October 14th. Just finished up chores, gonna get back on the pig fence. Yesterday was just miserable at the farm. It was so windy, which kind of actually made it chilly. So you can see there I've got the insulators popped on. I did 6 and 15. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the perimeter fence now with some lock jaws, also at 6 and 15. The bottom electric line's at 10. I'm gonna leave it just right there. And then I do still need to string one more perimeter fence line between those bottom two there. Don't know how much I'll get to today, but let's get on it. All right, got pretty much all of them on. I am 4 shy, just 2 more T-posts left to do there. I'm just gonna pop on yellows. I have plenty of those. Not bother buying more lock jaws. I don't really need lock jaws on this side of the fence. I could use all yellows, but since I had plenty of lock jaws, I figured why not use them up. We built these coops a year ago today, and the plastic really only holds up for 1 year. And with all the wind we've been having, it is just getting shredded. Plus it's just brittle from the sun being on it for 365 days. And it looks like we've sprung a pretty bad leak on this coop. A huge hole in there, so that plastic is just flaking off really bad right now. So I really need to get this done before it completely blows off. I think the next couple days are pretty chilly and then it warms back up. There's no rain in the forecast, so I'm not worried about the chickens getting cold and wet, but it's definitely on the to-do list in the near future. Howdy y'all, today is October 15th, and wouldn't you know it, there was no rain in the forecast on the radar or anything, and it still managed to rain. So that is a bummer for my chicken coops. Not the ones out on pasture, but up here, because with the wind, it had just ripped off and made that huge hole the other day, and then now it got all gross and rainy. So I'd imagine the front edge on this coop's a little wet. It's actually not bad in there. This coop, however, is probably getting kind of gross. It's definitely wet and it's still leaking through pretty good. It's one of those days where we're just getting on and off rain showers. So I really need to get this redone. At least the bales over there are under the wood, so that's not leaking. It's just everything up front is getting a little gross. Actually, let you guys out. It's nice out right now. I'm really tempted to just yank that plastic off and replastic it really quick, but I know there's gonna be another tiny little pop-up that's gonna come hit, and I'm just not gonna have time to do it in between one of those rainy sessions, I think. So I'll save that for maybe next week. I don't know. It warms back up. Tomorrow is gonna be the coldest point, and then it's gonna feel better. So I might save it for one of those days. But my goal for today was to finish the electric line on the pig pen back there. Also put up one more line on the perimeter fence, and then it's looking pretty good out there for pigs. Yep, not even 5 minutes of time to work before the next one's coming in. And you can see the last of that tiny system on the left there moving on out. Got some more clouds out there, so probably get another 30 minutes in before the final wave. So this is gonna be ending about 3 o'clock, which is nice. So gonna finish moving the chicken's net, do chores. That'll probably take up the span of this little dry gap. And then after that, we will start working on this pig fence. Classic Indiana weather right here. It just feels like a completely different day. It's sunny. I'm actually hot now working. It feels great out. It's a beautiful day, but you know, just 30 minutes ago, 20-mile-per-hour wind blowing through here. Miserable, sleeting, ice, super cold. All cleared up. Now it's sunny, beautiful. Well, y'all, it went back to pretty cold and breezy. There's some sun out there, but it's just really cold. A lot of clouds. I did get another line run on the perimeter fence as well as one strung up for the pig pen. So that's a good feeling. Got a little done. It was just so cold and windy. It wasn't much fun though. So I'm sitting under a heater now and it's kind of hard to move away from it. But I do want to get some radishes planted today. Do a couple just small things around the farm. Howdy, y'all. Today is October 26th, 10 days until I get pigs. Crazy. Yesterday we did not have an inch to spare on this line here. As you can see, it's just wrapped around once. Very tight there. I don't know if this one's gonna reach over here. We'll see. This is the biggest roll I have. I don't know if it's gonna be 205 feet or not. Can fudge a little bit with some extra wire there. I may have to splice it in the middle. I'm not too worried about it, but on the outside, at least on this fence line, since it's not woven wire, I did want to use the 12.5 gauge wire instead of the 17. So gonna make this work, finish this roll up, and then work on the outside, and that'll be the thinner stuff because there's a nice physical barrier there. Over here it's just wires. Well, it's about 80 feet short of making this roll work, so instead of just buying a new roll, I'm just going to splice it. I have about 4 or 5 of these partially used rolls from when I was doing the perimeter fence, so that's what I'm going to do. And now I've hooked the 2 wires together. I just make 2 little loops, put them through, wrap them around getting tight. It's not wanting to focus, but you get the idea. They do make some fancier couplers, I guess we'll call them, for fences, but I don't know. This is just quick and simple and doesn't cost any money. And something to note when you do splice a fence, put it together like this, you do want to make sure you have plenty of space before you hit an insulator. So the ratchet's on the left, so it's going to be pulling it back this way. Because if I were to cut it and then make the connection right here and the fence is still loose, as soon as I start tightening it, it's just going to get hung up on an insulator and the fence won't ratchet tight. So just make sure if you do this stuff, you give yourself plenty of room. Howdy, y'all. Today is October 17th and we had our first frost last night. So as you can see, the cold weather crops are doing just fine. Cucumbers, they are not happy. Peppers, they are really wilty and feeling it. Tomatoes, they just look like a lump of dirty bush and soggy tomatoes at this point. So it's sad the garden's coming to an end, but it is what it is. So looking forward to some fall crops. I've got some things planted and we'll go from there. On the agenda today is building a pig shelter. And besides the pig shelter, there still is a little bit of fence work to do, so that's what I'm working on right now. Gonna finish that up today. The fence is done, jumpers and all. It's a great feeling. One final thing I do have to do though is bury a line. I'm gonna choose the hard dirt, but the shorter digging line. So that's what I'm about to work on. My dad's still working on the pig shelter. Looks really nice. All right, I've got this line kind of trenched in. Needed to do this so I could power up the electric wire on the far side of this fence. I went ahead and went on the outside because inside the pigs could root it up and I don't want to mess with that. Also, I had to go around the concrete, unless I normally would have just went right up to the pole, kind of snaked it around. But this works just fine. The only worry is weed eating when we're going around that will come up on this exposed part here and chew it up. So in order to help prevent that, I'm going to put something protective around it. I put a little piece of PVC there, so that way even if we do come through here and start weed eating, we can hit it and it is not going to chew up this line. The underground line is in, all is good. We still have to work on powering it up to an actual energizer, but at least all the jumpers and everything out here is good to go. While I've been working on all the fence stuff, my dad has been working on the pig shelter, so let's go check it out. And just like that, all the corn is gone. Way out there now. It's so open. It's weird seeing it like this. It's been so long. I'm gonna grab eggs one more time for today. I feel like we got quite a bit done today for the pigs. The fence is done. Mine is actually juicing it up. And then a lot of good work on the pig shelter. So I'm super excited to see everything coming together. Believe we are 9 days out from the pigs arriving, so it's gonna be here before we know it. Howdy y'all, today is October 18th and I am finally moving the chicks out of the barn and into the coop out here with everybody else. Alright y'all, had a ton of people out at the farm today, so I didn't do too much recording. Did make a little progress on the pig shelter. So we've got the front on here, minus a board. That's the opening. Still need a couple boards there. What's left over from the barn siding, we're going to use that as the roof. I think we'll have enough, but if not, I'll put the clear plastic stuff up. Might be kind of nice to get some light in here anyways. But this was a pretty simple build. It's just a bunch of 2x4s. Pieced together, 2x6s there at the bottom, a couple 2x4s up top to screw onto, but pretty quick and simple really. So that is nice. It's gonna work really well. I'm gonna keep the pigs in here for, I don't know, a little while when I get them, just so they can kind of relax in here, because they'll be a little keyed up from everything in a new environment. And if I throw them out here, I have a feeling they're gonna run straight through that wire. I want them to be calm when they walk out of here and kind of test the wire and not just bolt through it. But anyways, we've still got a little bit more work to do on the pig shelter. I am so happy that the fence is all up. The plan was to actually test it today, but with everybody here, got pushed aside. But 8 more days until the pigs are here, so I'll probably juice this up tomorrow to make sure it's hitting good, because I have 3 energizers laying around. I don't know how good they are, but we'll see. If I need to get another one, I will. It's getting a little chilly out. Last night we had some frost too. I think tonight it's only gonna be 39, so we should be all right. I'm gonna go ahead and close the chickens up and grab eggs one last time. Got 4 more eggs, which is great. Currently, I'm selling more eggs per week than I'm getting. So my surplus is gonna be running out pretty quickly at this current rate. We're getting less than 12 hours of daylight, so the chickens are really starting to drop off. I don't mind. A lot of them are even molting, so they're kind of ugly right now. They don't have a lot of feathers. They're just taking a little break to get ready for winter, regrow some feathers. That's all fine. I like letting them naturally kind of just do that, but I will eventually put a light on them just to get some more egg production out of them.